suspended from House of Cards amid investigation. The studio behind the hit television series House of Cards has suspended Kevin Spacey while it investigates what it called serious allegations concerning the actor's behavior on set. The announcement by the studio, Media Rights Capital, came late Friday night and did not detail the nature of the allegations. It came shortly after Netflix said in a separate statement that it would not be involved with any further production of House of Cards if the show included its star, Mr. Spacey. In its statement, Media Rights Capital said Mr. Spacey's suspension was effective immediately and added that it would continue to evaluate a creative path forward for House of Cards during what it called a hiatus. Production of the show's 6th season had already been suspended earlier this week. The announcements came after Variety reported earlier on Friday that House of Cards producers were considering killing off Frank Underwood, the diabolical politician played by Mr. Spacey. In its statement on Friday night, Netflix also announced that it would not be moving forward with the release of the film Gore, a Gore Vidal biopic in post-production that starred and was being produced by Mr. Spacey. Several House of Cards executives did not respond Friday night to email and phone messages seeking comment. An attempt to reach Mr. Spacey by email was not immediately successful. Reaction to the allegations that have surfaced this week has been swift. On Sunday, BuzzFeed published an article in which the actor Anthony Rapp accused Mr. Spacey, a two-time Oscar winner, of having made an unwanted sexual advance toward him in the 1980s, when Mr. Rapp was 14 and Mr. Spacey was in his mid-20s. Mr. Spacey released a statement shortly after the article was published, saying that he did not recall the episode but apologizing for what he said would have been deeply inappropriate drunken behavior. The next day, Netflix announced that the 6th season of House of Cards would be its last. The day after that, Netflix and Media Rights Capital said production was being halted. On Wednesday, Mr. Spacey's publicist provided a statement to the New York Times that said he was taking the time necessary to seek evaluation and treatment. Then Thursday, the Los Angeles Times reported that creative artists agency and Polaris PR had parted ways with Mr. Spacey. Attempts to reach the agency and public relations firm were not successful late Friday,